Hey everybody, Rebecca here. Today is 9/9/2025. The time is 4:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast of the United States. Have you all looking at EMSC, and we're going to be talking about the earthquake off of Oregon. Now, there was a 5.8 earthquake that struck off the coast of Oregon, and it was 16 hours and 4 minutes ago. That has been followed by a 4.4, a 2.7, a 3.3, a 4.9, a 3.1, a 4.3, a 2.7, a 3.6, a 4.9, a 4.4, and a 5.1. Now, I'm not going to say all of these are aftershocks. I am going to say, however, that these are following this 5.8 earthquake off the coast of Oregon. So I have put these all into Google Earth here, and we can see there was a 3.6 that was over here on the other side near the North Gorda Ridge segment. Again, when we look at this is the Juan de Fuca, and it's a divergent boundary. We have the Jackson Seamount here. The North Gorda Ridge segment is over here. So we have an earthquake which is occurring on the other side of the line. And then over here, we have our 4.3 here, 5.1 here, 4.9 here, a 4.9 here, 3.3, 3.1, the 4.4, 4.4, 5.8 occurred right here. And closer going towards Oregon, there has been a 2.7. So we're looking at this area here, which applies a lot of motion. I would expect maybe to see earthquake down here and then over here. This plate is definitely moving. So what we're looking at, and I have interesting information, a series of earthquakes struck more than 100 miles off the southern Oregon coast on Monday night and early Tuesday morning. The first and largest, a 5.8 magnitude, hit at 9:08 p.m. about 102 miles from Port Orford. That was reported by the U.S. Geological Survey. 6 more earthquakes of magnitudes ranging from 4.9 to 2.7 hit the surrounding 13-mile area in the ocean after the first quake. The last trembler happened around 1 a.m. on Tuesday, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. However, there has just been a 5.1. So we're going to look at the times on this. This 5.1 was 43 minutes ago. This 4.4 was 43 minutes ago. This 4.9 was an hour and 12 minutes ago. This 3.6 was 3 hours and 43 minutes ago. This 2.7 was 5 hours and 17 minutes ago. This 4.3 was 8 hours and 28 minutes ago. This 3.1 was 12 hours and 10 minutes ago. So if we're looking at this, they're actually getting closer together. So on here, from this 6 hours ago until now, these two, the 5.1 and 4.4, are actually closer, along with this 4.9. So these three have struck within the last hour. So we are keeping a close eye on this because this could actually signal maybe an event. And there has not been any tsunami warnings issued, nor are the officials expecting any of them to cause a tsunami. So please don't be worried about that. However, I would just be prepared. Don't be scared, be prepared, have a plan. Officials have stated again that the quake is not expected to cause a tsunami. A 5.8 magnitude earthquake struck more than 100 miles off of Oregon's coast Monday night. The U.S. Geological Survey reported the quake occurred around 102 miles west of Port Orford shortly after 9 p.m. There have been several aftershocks. However, as I was noting, this one is further away, so I'm not sure to think that this one here is an aftershock. This one as well, or this one. I would say the ones closer into the area here are aftershocks. Again, this is the 5.8, and you have the 4.4 over here, whereas you have this other swarm going on over here, and then you have some that are spread out. So therefore, I would not say that they are all aftershocks, based on the fact that this one here is how many miles from this one? It is about 52 miles. So you can take that as you would like, but I'm not going to say that this one and this one are related to each other, nor this one related to this one over here. So, anyways, this area is moving, and it is something to keep an eye on. I'm not going to say that this is going to lead to a bigger earthquake. I'm just going to tell you to be prepared. Always be prepared for earthquakes over here on the West Coast. So we'll just keep an eye on this and see what's going on here. As we all know, and I'm going to point this one out, Canada had a 4.9 earthquake off of the coast, off of the West Coast the other day. So I'm going to pull up in our Canada, show you that earthquake and where it was located. So when we're looking, it was over here. I believe this one was it right here. It was a 4.8, and it occurred on the 7th. Yesterday was the 8th. So this one occurred here, and then as you're looking down the coast, this is where the 5.8 occurred over here. So I'm not going to say that the earthquakes are traveling down the coast, but I am going to say that seeing this 4.8 here and then seeing the 5.8 over here means that there is definitely movement on the West Coast, and that is something to keep an eye on. Let's see. Canada has had some earthquakes today. So this was last night or yesterday. This was a 4.8, which occurred on the 7th. Then they've had a 1.9, a 2.0, and a 2.8. So that is Canada. However, just interesting to note that there was a 4.8 off the coast. It was a 4.9, I believe, and it was downgraded. So we're looking at right here where we've had our 5.8. So not much difference. We've got to push here. So we need to be watching California down here and seeing if there's going to be another earthquake. Anyways, you guys, that's what I have for you. Please be safe. Please don't be scared. Please have a plan. Please be prepared. Anyways, you guys, I love you. Please remember to tell someone you love them. Tomorrow's never promised. And make each day an adventure. Much love.